Okay.
I think we're live. Are we? Refresh the screen to make sure we are. Okay, awesome. Hey everyone. So yeah, this is our second live stream. Thanks for joining us. We have Casty, me, Edward, Swen, JC, Edward, two Edwards, and and our new UI designer, and Pooh from the community team live. And I think more will be joining in as we figure out some technical issues. But yeah, I have another computer set up with the stream, so I'm like getting a little bit confused. But yeah, it's so first of all, thanks Edward for also joining, because I know it's like 2 a.m. over there, and wherever you are, thanks for joining the stream. We have lots of content prepared for you today, so really excited to begin. I'm just going to start sharing my screen. Can you? Oops. Okay. Wasn't supposed to begin from there, but a little bit of technical problem I can see. Okay, I'm gonna restart my keynote. Oh, I think maybe the file is too big. One second. Okay, I'm having a little bit of time, a little bit of issue getting this to load full screen. 1 second. Let me see what I can do. Actually, I think for the first part, I don't actually even have to be on full screen to present this. So maybe I'll just roll with this and then fix it in between Edward's presentation to just make sure it's moving along. Yeah, sorry about the technical issue. So yeah, so I'm just gonna roll like this. Yeah, so first of all, thanks a ton for joining the stream. We have, I mean, I said we had lots of content, so I was really, eager to get started. We had just quick overview of updates since the last stream, and then we're gonna go and do a short introduction of like who, what teams we have inside Planetarium. People were asking about that. And then we just wanted to give huge shout outs to ecosystem projects that have been happening inside Planetarium and Nine Chronicles. Edward's joining us for a history of decentralized gaming, and then JC is going to do a live demo of the Nine Chronicles core API. And we'll have we'll share the future updates and roadmap. And also at the same time, there will be an art live stream going on by Casty, our art director. and we will do an AMA and have a couple giveaways in between the stream. So like hope you enjoy, and we're just going to start with the giveaway right away. Sign up. So here, we can start playing. But we're giving away one legendary costume, Line of Dawn, and we have actually some more custom animations which actually make it look really amazing. And on the right hand side, we're also giving out 5 people 10 legendary tunas like the last time. And the way you can sign up is by going to our Discord GG/Planetarium, and looking for the giveaways channel, and you can click both events to sign up to both. And Pooh is going to help us roll the winners for this one. So next, so the art live stream by Cassidy. So I think the community team and people from the channel suggested, like, how does art get made, and can we do some fun live stream during in between the stream. And I thought that was a really amazing idea, so thanks for suggesting, and really eager to do it. So I think so Cassie asked us, she wants to draw a variation of Yggdrasil's teratoma from World 1, which we call just acorns because they kind of look like acorns. And you made lots of suggestions for us. Who wanted to see a 9C 9 Chronicle version of Saj, and Luke, SM, Totoro, So Floppy, Wobbs, D-Dots, Clean Needles, and like Gavla, Reds, Breadbox Ninja. You've all contributed lots of ideas, and we had to, pick one out at the end. And to announce one winner, it's going to be our Breadbox Ninja. Wanted to see an acorn enjoying themselves wrapped up in a hot spring. Really, really thought it was a really good idea during the winter. It's really cold here, so yeah, we at least you got the acorns enjoying themselves. So congratulations to Breadbox Ninja. We're going to start drawing your idea, and no pressure, but yeah, you can get started now. And in between the streams, we'll come back to Cassidy and ask her to share her screen to see how much progress she's made. So yeah, looking forward to it. So rolling back, just quick sharing of updates since January 2021. That's in December we had the last stream, but 9 Chronicles is a fully decentralized MMO powered by the community. Like a lot of you who've joined in, we have like 40 people right now watching the stream. You are participating as a node, part of the network. We don't have servers. It's owned by players. The database is fully open and backed on a blockchain. And we're doing what we can to build our way so that this can become a fully moddable MMO, which really hasn't existed before. I think I'm going to talk about this a little bit later, but there's a lot of us participating as a potential modder so that this world can grow and become more fun place and for people to play and enjoy. And it's also cool that we'd like to be around for a long time. We aim to do that, but like since the code and the infrastructure is just open, it can run as long as you guys are running it, which I think is really cool. And we're getting started just with the tokenized economy, with NCG actually powering some of the developments of the game, which we will explain as well. So just a quick, that was just a quick overview of what we're trying to do. But just in between January and February, we actually had 8 different releases, and some of them were really actually quite major. But we did focus a lot on fixing the stability issue. In the very beginning, we had, we talked about having memory over issue, and people were dropping out because of transactions were causing network slowdown, things like that, node syncing errors. A lot of these have been fixed. I think some of you are still, experiencing issues, and we're promising we're going to, go and fix those out. But huge props to 9 Chronicles and the LibPlanet engine team for getting these patches out. It's been kind of incredible the amount of work they did in the last couple months. And we've also, I think it's important for us to welcome new users joining in, and we're going to talk more about user growth plans and things like that. But we've added actually new users, new tutorials for users, so they can know where things are and kind of like get onboarded onto this new blockchain game. And also we added lots of UX improvements, screen resolution, character selection, item manufacturing tab, and more. And props to Clean Needles, Lucas. I don't know if I'm pronouncing these names correctly. Sorry if I'm wrong. We'll come back to it, but yeah, props to Clean Needles, Lucas, Gerald Deriv, and Kembo for improving our translation text. They have been released in the last patch. And finally, we listened to you to decrease the level for elemental dungeons and increase the stats for equipments, adjust the drop rates and battle speed, monster animation. We've added special custom attack motions. So if you have one of those customs, it'll be, the motions have been changed and added world boss. So, we're trying to improve gameplay from multiple different levels. And this was all done in between January and February. And I think we're in mid-February now. So yeah, really excited to share these updates. And also, we haven't done a full overview of what we are doing in terms of suggestions, but we are actually reading every single one of these. And we are, based on the number of votes, we decide when to roll those out. We are trying to implement a more transparent process so that we can tell you what we read and what the process is, when we think this will be implemented and so on. So, really, I think it'll be, in the future, in the upcoming weeks, we'll share what we want to do with the suggestions. But yeah, thank you. And we're actually going through all of these. So yeah, that was just a quick overview of updates since January. And we'll have later on. I'll give you a better picture of what we're doing for February and March and beyond. But so for right now, I just want to move on to a little bit of the team intro. It's not a full team intro because we have quite a few number of people, but just wanted to share how we're making Nine Chronicles, how the teams are organized, and what other things we're working on. Thought this would be a good time to share. So I think on the left you can have a little bit of sneak view of what you can see, which is cool. But I'll move this a little bit further along. So on the last stream we showed our fancy first office with 3 full desks and growing to a couple 6 people. But by the end of 2020, we had about 20 worldwide stuck at home. We did our end of the year party on a stream and had a fun time. But also joined by the communities from Discord. But how is the team organized? And just a quick overview. Nine Chronicles team has art and UI team composed of 4 people, and game design and production 2 people, front end content engineering 3 people. And on the blockchain side, we have LibPlanet, which is the blockchain engine that we're making. And right now we're trying to increase the team to a team of 6. And in between, we have backend and API, which are basically the networks that's managing the network, the global network that is running Nine Chronicles, and creating APIs for you to build stuff on. And we have 3 people allocated on that. For the ecosystem, we're actually hiring when it's like +1, it's like almost hiring, should be joining the team any moment now. We have a growth engineer and marketing manager. We were kind of doing this on the side, but I think right now, we are just fixing these things so that the game can actually keep growing. So now we are adding, and we've had ecosystem and grants lead, but we're trying to build and, make the ecosystem and the user base larger. And, And for operations, we have monetization, funding, business operations, which makes sure that we get paid, which I think is cool. But today, I think I did want to focus on the growing community of Planetarium. So Edward is leading our ecosystem and grants program, and there's Prue, Tan, DDots working as community leads who've also joined the stream here. But we have, new set of I think new set of roles on our Discord called ecosystem developers, who we are joined by SoFloppy, Hades Burn, Kaz, and Silent Seraph, which is also growing. And I wanted to explain a little bit about what these members do and what we built, and I think it's super exciting for me to see this actually come true. So moving on to ecosystem projects and shout outs. First, we have a wiki. So we community leads and I were working on this for a couple of weeks, but we wanted to make sure that we had some content in there before sharing this with more of you. So I'm going to just show the types of content on the wiki. You can see it all. Yeah, so Nine Chronicles wiki, and we have actually, we've moved quite a bit of content in here. We moved the official FAQ, getting started, all the patch notes are in here, Nine Chronicles Gold, explanations about that, databases, ecosystem programs, and developers for getting started. And for getting started, I'm sure like a lot of you don't actually need this info, but for players joining in, it's really important. Prue and DDoS actually help to move a lot of this information and organize it neatly. So we moved the FAQ and we have all the change logs so you can find them and figure out, what's the latest things that happen to the game and so on. And I think, we have a full set of databases, and it's a cool place to check out. And also feel free to add, maybe I'm moving a little bit too quickly, but feel free to add new content to it. You can log in with your Discord account actually. So you can just sign in with your Discord and start adding pages. And if you have questions on, what pages you might want to work on, or if you have ideas, talk to community leads. They're basically managing this whole project. But yeah, it's getting started, but I think it's a good place to put our knowledge together on a single site. What I did want to focus on today is all the content that community has created, which I think is incredible. So there's community content from text overview and game preview to lots of tools, and also there's a lot of gameplay videos on getting started, from getting started, combat and crafting, and you can also search for those. And I do want to give individual shout outs, but and it's by a little bit slowly, but I think the review overview gameplay is a really good place to start by Wobbs, and it's pretty detailed information about how you want to get started, how you want to optimize, and how to use the reference kit to just grow faster. Page, and talks about mining the aspect. And I think I've also used Gerald's Nine Chronicles tools a few times. You put in the number to figure out like how much money it would cost, to how much NCG it would cost to create an item, and we can actually use that data to make better purchases inside the market. So I think that's a really cool tool that Gerald has created. And also there are tools for item stat lookup, but I think this is by, that was by, Gear Stats Lookup, Wobbs and Gaming Mike. They've been super active, and this is the original by Prue. And for all the gameplay videos, so we do have ecosystem programs to reward the being gameplay videos that are being created. And thanks to blockchain gaming world, Location, Cajun, Games Passion, Judonate, Beagles, and D-Dots. I think we're slowly getting more players to be interested in Nine Chronicles. I do want to give a special shout out to Loke Hansen. I don't know. I'm probably butchering this name, but
Fenrir. Ooh, Freya. I'm already so not liking. Come on.
But so entertaining. But this is also a series of 9 full videos on Nine Chronicles, talking about the very beginning to the mishaps of reorgs and Spore, Big Industrial, crafting, marketplaces, and arenas. I think it's a cool place to check out. So yeah, drop by to our wiki and check out his stream, check out all of these streams. I think these are great content. If you made new content, feel free to just add your content right on here. We're looking forward to that also. So thank you to the community team, and thank you for creating all these amazing content. We're looking forward to them all. And wiki is located at wiki.ninechronicles.com. So back to the stream, back to the slides. Ecosystem and comm leads. So what about ecosystem developers? Like what is that, and how did it get started? So it's Nine Chronicles is an open source game, and you can build all different types of tools to it. And at some point, I wanted to make sure that new developers could join and onboard and start building things. And like one day, So Floppy comes along our channel and says, like I'm going to build a Docker image so that people who want to just mine NCG can just do it at their Linux machines or at their Windows machine, however they want to run it, and make this really like auto updatable, so that when we put out a new patch, they can just get the script going and start mining just like other blockchains. So thought that was a really cool idea, and I think the project has actually matured quite a bit. It's a solution for those wanting to mine their own income NCG via technology called Docker containers. And it's the first project being sponsored by the Nine Chronicle ecosystem grant. And you can go and find it on github.com/cryptochasm. So it's a team of developers. I thought, in the very beginning, I was getting a little bit confused between the relationship with CryptoChasm and So Floppy on our channel. And later on, he comes and explains, like, he also is building a team of developers who are helping to build projects for Nine Chronicles, which I thought was like even more amazing. Not something that I didn't really quite expect. But shout outs to Team CryptoChasm. They've been super active on our stream, and I think I think it's cool that there's probably tens of people, tens of miners, fully just relying on this script to provide their NCG income. And they also have lots of plans for creating new additional, collaborating and creating new additional projects on top of Nine Chronicles. So, props to you guys. And yeah, so, finally, I'm almost done with this part of the content, but, we definitely want to grow, and we want to make sure that Nine Chronicles is an open game, so that people, you can, build content, discuss how you want to build the ecosystem, and maybe learn about blockchains, or learn about game design, learn about development. Just grow with us, I guess. And we are looking for more community leads and more ecosystem developers to join our growing team. So for community leads, like what do they do? They right now help to manage Discord, create new community initiatives, making people feel welcomed in general. they actually give us a lot of feedback on driving game and ecosystem improvement. So, and you can you offer other cool ideas you have. And in order to join the Comlead, right now I have a link set up. Apply at bit.ly, join 9C Comlead. It's a little bit of a mouthful, but maybe someone can type it on the Discord channel. So yeah, send us your application. Yeah, it can be really short, but we probably already know you if you're interested. So yeah, we would love to have more community leads. And for ecosystem developers, you can use APIs to make new tools, make even new API endpoints. We're going to talk about that a little bit later. But in later, I think would be a super cool idea when we can develop new game content with designers from the ecosystem and the developers from developers that we help to onboard together. So if you have a little bit of engineering experience and want to participate, talk to SoFloppy or me or Edward, and we want to start bi-weekly dev working group, where we just like set up a time to just chat about development and share more about Nine Chronicles starting from March. So yeah, just give us a shout out. Finally, so there's been amazing game design feedback along, and we read it. And for these sets of game design feedback, we have our responses to it. I will share that after the stream. But we want to have open discussion sessions about the game design feedbacks that are coming. So yeah, these are really helpful to just know and understand the current state of the game and the problems of the game, and to just brainstorm together to find a solution. So discussion setups will be set up also in March as well. So yeah, without further ado, this is the last slide for my presentation. But yeah, so for com leads, apply at bit.ly / join 9 Chronicles Comlead. For ecosystem developers, talk to SoFloppy or me or Edward. We hope you join and have fun building this together. So thanks. So that's the first set of the topics, 3 topics that I wanted to talk about. Going to move on to history of decentralized gaming by Edward. So a little bit of introduction about Edward. So this is Edward leading the decentralized gaming workshop in Paris. He is also the founder of Decentralized Gaming Association. Got a bunch of people who are interested in decentralized gaming, not just blockchain gaming in general, which is usually considered right now. You have some sort of blockchain currency and some sort of NFT, and you just trade them. But decentralized gaming, where just like Nine Chronicles, the entire gameplay lives on the chain, and it can live from player participation. Edward was previously at Web3 Foundation managing grants, but also has an astrophysics PhD, which I think is pretty cool. So, Dr. Edward, it's your turn.
Hey, thank you for the intro. Let me try to figure out the technology here. So I can't share my screen while you are.
You can. Oh, I'll stop sharing for a bit. Okay.
Let me try.
Yeah.
Chrome tab. Share my presentation. Okay, right. Can you see my slides?
Yes.
Perfect. Okay. Okay, I can't shout too loudly. Obviously, it's 2 a.m. Some people are sleeping in nearby rooms. But let me do my best to at least go through this. There's going to be about a 10-second delay. So if you ask questions in the YouTube chat, there is a chance I will be a little bit delayed getting back to you. Feel free to drop questions either in YouTube or in the Discord, of course. Discord, they're going to be a bit longer lasting, and potentially there's a better chance that I can give a longer answer, or someone else can drop in. So there's nothing really technical here. Another option was to do an introduction to decentralized gaming. I felt like I covered some of the core ideas in the recent blog. which I've just shared inside Discord because someone else was asking, why does the game feel a bit slow compared to a traditional game? And there's very good reasons by the fact that it's decentralized. And while people may get frustrated with it being what appears to be slow, there's actually very good reasons, because you are essentially sharing your actions as a player with every other player, such that every person can check every other person. So the fact that you don't really do that in a traditional online game is why there's a difference in the speed given the current technology that we have. So with the traditional games, you're only sharing your action with a centralized server. You do it once, essentially, rather than with everyone else. And even in the centralized architectures with the traditional games, sometimes your moves are not really checked. It's assumed that you're honest. And when you assume that players are honest, that means you also can let them cheat, because you don't really check them until afterwards. You know, maybe a developer will write some SQL command to check some database like months from now to say, oh, let's see, was anyone cheating at something? Or it relies upon player reports. But here we can actually basically prevent cheating in decentralized gaming by virtue of the fact that you have to share your action with every other player, and you are actively checking every single action. So that's kind of the intro, shall we say, of decentralized gaming. I can probably do more in the next live stream, actually. Maybe I can do that as a topic for the next live stream. I can go a bit into the tech and a bit about how it works. I do have a presentation for it. This time around, I wanted to do something a bit lighter, given that it's 2 a.m., which is just a little bit of history of decentralized gaming. So there's kind of, this is arbitrary, but I've split it down into 3 different sort of time zones, or eras, 3 eras, shall we say. A prehistory, some of the earlier efforts, and then kind of the more modern efforts that most people will be familiar with. What some of them are what you might call like blockchain games now, that you are familiar with. So I'll cover that. Could you have a decentralized game which has nothing to do with blockchain? I think you can. You could argue something like chess is decentralized because everyone knows what the rules are, and you don't need like a centralized authority. So one of the definitions of decentralized, not of gaming, just of anything that's decentralized, is basically having no central authority to organize or enforce the rules. Now, of course, in the real world, it's maybe not like perfectly true that there's no one or nothing, but it's the fact that you can play chess by yourself at home or online with friends. It can be done over Facebook. There isn't like a need for a central authority, and it's kind of the idea that we have here. But in my history, I'm only focusing on basically computer games and online computer games, and specifically ones that have some sort of blockchain something. I don't think it's entirely unfair of a definition, but you know, that's what I'm going to roll with. So a little bit of prehistory. So a very interesting one that people may not know is that inside the original Bitcoin code, so this is Satoshi's original code from very late 2008, early 2009, he had a peer-to-peer virtual poker. Now, I don't know if that was necessarily anything to do with putting moves onto the Bitcoin blockchain, but rather there was at least poker. There was code for poker inside Bitcoin where you could play in a peer-to-peer manner. I haven't really dug into that much myself. I do have some links. I can share the link later. The code is obviously public. It may be that it was just unfinished code, but that's something that people could have a look at. I thought it was interesting. It never really went anywhere, and it was essentially removed from the code sometime in 2009. So then there was another one, which is on Bitcoin Talk. I don't know if people remember this Bitcoin Talk. It's not used so much today. It was like a central place of the community for cryptocurrencies. So this is back in 2010. Someone suggested, let's have a poker tournament where we can basically put in money for the stakes with Bitcoin. And the idea was that it could be somewhat anonymous because back then Bitcoin was believed to be mostly untraceable, and if you have some sort of pseudonym, then no one knows who you are. And you know, it's kind of true. Now, I don't really recall the details of this post. the game itself was probably centralized, but it's one of the first examples of trying to use a game with cryptocurrencies where there's something tied to a cryptocurrency and to the game. So I thought it was interesting. Again, this is sort of like prehistory. They're kind of leading up to where we are. 2011. Now this is a little bit of a detour, which is Namecoin, which was one of the very first altcoins. I think someone even said it was the very first. I don't quite recall. I remember being back then myself, and I remember starting to learn about different altcoins. I just my memory doesn't quite remember. The reason I bring this up is because it was an attempt to be a decentralized DNS. One of the things it has is obviously the notion of a domain name, and each domain name, as you'd expect, is unique. And so if it's unique, then it's obviously not fungible with any other domain name. And so therefore it is an NFT basically. So this is the very first NFT, but it isn't gaming. But I thought I would throw this in there just as a point, because obviously NFTs are such a big thing now, sort of here in 2021, especially from CryptoKitties. Satoshi Dice, again, this was Eric Verhees. So he's now the founder of Shapeshift. So he's still around in the space. Satoshi Dice apparently still exists. You can go to the website and still play it. I haven't. It's more gambling. It's not, in my mind, it's not a game, but yeah, I mean, it's something to do with gaming. You can play, you send a Bitcoin transaction to play, and there is, so this is the part I'm not entirely sure because I haven't played it myself. I haven't looked into the details, but you are supposed to send a transaction in order to play. So there is obviously this element of having some sort of move sent to the Bitcoin blockchain. But from a comment from one of the people inside the Decentralized Gaming Association, Daniel, he said that it's not trustless and therefore not properly decentralized. So it's kind of an element of decentralization with Bitcoin, but then obviously the game itself not being fully decentralized. I think you still have to trust the website or the web app. But one thing about it that I do remember is that you don't necessarily need to use the web app that's provided. You can, I think you can access, basically play the game without it. So not entirely sure. Let's not worry about it. Early efforts. So this is probably the very first decentralized game that we know. This is Hunter Coin, and this was released, so developed 2013 and then released February 2014. This was the very, very first. It's kind of like an MMORPG, something like this. As you can see, it's 2D top down. I think some people actually even developed a 3D client for it, but essentially you're just moving in a plane. So it is, I think, essentially still really a 2D game. This team who built this is still around. So it's the team Zaya that you may have seen mentioned around in our Discord. So friendly team, they know who we are, and they have played 9 Chronicles. So we're on friendly terms. So this was the very first one in my mind. All of the moves were stored onto the Hunter Coin blockchain. And like with 9 Chronicles, essentially you couldn't cheat because everyone's checking each other's moves. Another one from early 2014, May 2014, is MotoCoin. This is one I don't know a lot about. Is one that was told to me by Andy of Zaya, so the Hunter Coin founder. He mentioned it because obviously this is contemporary with him whenever he was creating his game. I don't know how decentralized it is, but it is a blockchain game, and I think you could win either Bitcoins or Litecoins or something by playing. They had some sort of proof of play. I mentioned as an interesting point, not sure if it's fully decentralized. Come 2015, so this is April, so we have Spells of Genesis. This was released on Counterparty, which I believe is a Bitcoin, it's like a layer 2 for Bitcoin, and now it's actually released on Ethereum as of 2017 or 2018. Not sure if it's fully decentralized, but I did want to point out that it is basically a blockchain game. So it has elements of decentralization, and it's kind of part of the history because it's fairly early. So let me push on to contemporary efforts. Sorry if I'm taking a little bit of time here, Kijin. I'll try to be a little quicker. So this is like, for me, contemporary is like from 2017 onwards. That's like, what are the things people are more used to now? What are the famous titles that we have now? CryptoKitties being one of the most famous titles. obviously because it launched at a time that Ethereum, the price in 2017, obviously the price was going crazy, and basically everyone playing CryptoKitties kind of spammed the Ethereum blockchain, and everything slowed down. So it's pretty famous. The other reason that it's famous, and it is worth pointing out as part of history, is that it uses this ERC 721 standard for NFTs, and I think that was probably the first CryptoPunks, which I probably could have mentioned CryptoPunks as part of this history. Shame on me. That was either 2015 or 2016 for CryptoPunks, but it didn't use this ERC 721 standard, but it is an NFT game. And it is also fully decentralized, so probably negative marks for me for missing them out. This one is partially centralized. That's one of the things annoying about CryptoKitties. It could be fully decentralized, but they chose not to. And for me, that's kind of annoying, but hey, that's my preference. 2018, so Axie Infinity, I believe, launched in 2018. And the reason I mention it is because it's one of the most popular games right now in 2021. So they've done a great job of growing their ecosystem, growing their player base. And I think it's kind of fair to mention that they exist. I believe they are partially centralized. I know that they've released some new sidechain, Ronin. I don't know a lot about it. I don't know what they're doing exactly. I think there is some effort to have player governance, so they have a governance token, but I'm not sure to the extent that it's decentralized. They're taking a progressive approach, which I think is fair that they do take a progressive approach. It's creating decentralized games is not easy, so that's okay. I guess I would maybe like them to be a bit quicker, but whatever. So this is one that you're probably familiar with. You may have heard of it, one called Chronicles, which is fully decentralized and is, of course, it's one of the first, despite this history of games that I've showed you. There isn't many which have been fully decentralized where we can say, for sure that it is. Hunter Coin being an obvious one. CryptoPunks, but CryptoPunks is not a game per se. It's kind of more like a collectibles. So maybe I don't lose so many negative marks here for missing them out. So obviously everyone knows Nine Chronicles, so I probably don't need to say too much about that. And then I'll point out, just because they're it's a friendly team, the games Torion and Soccer Manager Elite, which are hopefully this year, and hopefully they're not too delayed. So these are two games from the Zaya team that we're very friendly with, and one is it's RTS or RTS like. It's real time in the sense everyone can play together at the same time, but obviously with it being blockchain based, there is some delay between the moves, so it may not feel super fast like Call of Duty or Counter-Strike, and what you might have been used to for an RTS back in the 90s, where it's it really is real time, but it has like the real time spirit, even though it's not super fast. And then Soccer Manager Elite is a soccer management game, or football for us in almost every country outside of the US and Canada. But because this is a US stream, I guess I can use soccer, right? So I think that's me, Kijun. Hopefully I didn't take too long. Sorry if I did. I will probably try to look over the YouTube to see if there is any questions, or I'll maybe push them towards Discord.
No, not at all. Not at all. Yeah. Just, I think we also wanted to give overview of how early this is. Like, I honestly think there are fewer than 5 fully decentralized games out there, and we try to make it really almost like transparent that you're playing a decentralized game. Right now it's slow. I know we have issues, but I think we're getting to a point where we can actually reach a game that is fully being managed by the community. So that's really something that we're looking forward to. Let me actually. Cool. So I think D-Dots had something interesting hooked up. Hi. It's Yeah, the DDoS has hooked up a new motion capture device along with the tools that we, along with art resources inside Chronicles to create a new avatar. Um, I think he'll help us roll out giveaways. But for now, I think Cassidy, could you share us your screen to so that we can kind of see the progress you've made? Yeah. So yeah, we just chose the idea just before going into the stream, and I think we now have three little acorns working inside, warming up inside the pool. I think it's really funny. And let me see. Yeah, so I think how we also are going to have a time lapse of this video as well, so that we can share, what the progress is like, and at the end of the stream, what is going to. Okay, I saw a couple different layers. Got really excited about it. I'm looking forward to it. I think something is about to happen. I think something's about to happen. Uh, but cool. Yeah, thanks for sharing. And we'll come back to this at the end of the stream. But meanwhile, right now, are we ready to do a giveaway? So it's about the middle of the stream. Sorry, we're going a little bit slow today. I'll try to speed up the rest of what I've got. But yeah, we're going to do 2 giveaways in the channel. If you haven't joined, go to giveaways and click both events to sign up. And for Pooh, are you ready to roll 2 winners? Last call before rolling. I want to click, but I won't. Congratulations, Doji Flip. You won the 10 legendary tuna. Just let's do one more. Whoa, reactive right away. Oh, the new winner is also So Floppy Cryptochasm. So congratulations to So Floppy as well. We're going to do 3 more rolls at the end of the stream, and then finally do the Legendary of Dawn costume roll at the end. So congratulations to 2 winners, and I am going to move on we're going to move on with the next part of the stream. Someone is sad, but we have a lot more coming. We have a lot more coming. So okay. So the next part of the stream is going to be the Nine Chronicles Core API live demo. So what this is going to be is we basically want to give a really simple tool for people to build things for Nine Chronicles, and JC actually was the first who was the person who first started the team and started the project. So really excited to have him. And are you ready to share? Are you ready to go on with the demo? Oh, I think you're muted right now. Or am I?
I couldn't hear him. He might be on mute.
I think the sound might not work. So yeah, maybe. Do you,
It might be one of the settings.
yeah.
I have that with Zoom sometimes. The settings in the bottom left. Yeah, input setting.
Maybe I might just go through the future updates and roadmap section before he gets it sorted out, because I think it might actually make more sense to just do this part of the stream and then showcase the API a little bit later if you guys are okay, if you're okay with it. 사운드 나오네. Can you? Yeah, can't hear actually. So we're just going to do the future updates and roadmap section first, and while you can get the sound sorted out, maybe.
Can you hear me?
Oh yeah, I can hear you
Yes.
now.
Okay.
Should I go through the updates first, and then do the core API demo?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go.
Yeah, I wanted to do a little bit of the content section first, and then maybe
Okay.
do the a little bit later.
Okay.
Okay, cool. So just to talk about updates for February and March. I think the first a lot of questions that have been asked are like, what are we focusing on, and like what are your plans for the next upcoming months? And I wanted to share the types of things that we're working on from a product perspective. First, we are actually focusing, more on onboarding new users and increasing the first week retention. We are, putting ads for increasing the number of players in Nine Chronicles, which, it is a really healthy cycle. More users we have, more people on board, more people, the market rates go higher, and more people can actually, like items circulates faster. So we are focusing also on onboarding and growing, but market UI improvement, it's something that we've always talked about. You've always requested that is also being on works. API and open sourcing Nine Chronicles also happening. Staking, more content. All of this is happening right now. So I just want to quickly run through a couple of things that we're doing. One is the new market user interface. We want to be able to show more items. We want to have search, and we want to have pagination. Yeah, Bum, who is also in this page, in this channel together, he is our new UI designer who is working on us on this. And we want to have multi-select so you can buy multiple items with fast paginations and search. And I think this won't probably solve all the problems in the market, but this will be a good start. So if you have any feedback about it, we want to have better information about each item that we're sharing. I mean, these are all, this part is all in development, but yeah, we want to have this set up so that we can have better search and market for your, for your needs, all the suggestions that have been coming. Also, Nine Chronicles is fully open sourcing this month, which is kind of an incredible news for us. We've been working on the UI part of the game for about 2 years now, and all of this content, including art and animation and gameplay, all of this is going to be open source, so people can build new things on top of this. It doesn't even have to be a decentralized game, but you can mod it, you can build it. We want to make this a key part of our ecosystem. And also the API is releasing this month, which JC will show. If you know a meetup code, it's going to be super simple to use, and it will share this after this section of the stream. also, new launcher. This is also in March. I think this will continue. February or March. It's all a lot of things are happening, working at the same time and arriving. New launcher with larger screens and better settings. Upgraded, extendable, so you can build content on top of it. This may arrive a little bit later, but we want for you to build content directly inside the launcher that can interact with the Nine Chronicles blockchain. So I think this is something that we're super excited. Yeah, I think it's going to be huge. Something else, staking. So what is staking? I think our staking is a little bit different right now from if you're really familiar with blockchains. Proof of stake has staking in order to run the blockchain, but in Nine Chronicles, we're giving players and investors a share of the items that can be generated from the blockchain, so they can receive potions, eventually hourglasses, and our other limited consumables regularly by staking NCG, and they can be created by. So we ran through a few different proposals for how this may work, and evolution, just showing a little bit of evolution. We had this UI inside the game, and then we decided, hey, maybe we should take it out and we should use the planting metaphor. But what if we use the game metaphor, in-game metaphor, like breeding monsters? Could be breed monsters and and use this metaphor, and we experimented with it a couple times, and then ended up, we've actually landed at a place where we think we shows the metaphor a little bit better. You can grow multiple monsters that are producing potions for your game, and this all depends on you can become a better staker by unlocking these monsters after another, kind of like a character collection book. It's a metaphor that we wanted to stay kind of game like, even when we're doing stuff like this. So we're experimenting with staking UI, and this is also targeting March. So those of you who have a little bit of NCG, you might be. So one thing that we do want to emphasize, we don't want to leave people out of staking and these types of mechanisms. You don't need to be, you don't need to have hundreds of thousands of NCGs in order to start staking. We want to keep this metaphor really accessible to you. So it's arriving in March, we hope. And we are working toward the target and trying to release the content. Content-wise, we're also developing other elemental dungeons. For the next set of dungeons, I will not tell you what the elemental is going to be, except that it's not going to be fire, because we've had fire. It's going to target March. And there's a recurring March, but the Realm of Fire, we were for the Realm of Fire World 5, we were also targeting March. I think since a lot of these things are being targeted next month, I think some of the content might arrive later than we initially projected. But just still, we didn't want to keep you hanging. We did want to give you some sort of target. So new content will be arriving. For the onboarding growth stuff, we are improving sign up flow. We're started implementing incremental snapshots. We have a new marketing manager who's going to help us grow, and we have a new growth engineer coming, and we're going to do a major marketing push around staking and content updates in March. So I think that's when a new large influx of users will be coming, and we're really focusing and gearing up for this specific event. So TLDR, I think our focus still is on onboarding new users. Blockchain games are hard to start, and we all know this, but we want to offer an accessible way for people to get started. So it's really important for us to focus on that. But we are also doing all these other activities on the side, which a lot will be released around March. So really looking forward to that. And I'm going to So if you have any questions, feel free to share on a main channel or just live stream. I will be checking those. Are we ready for the Core API live demo?
Mhm.
Awesome. I'm gonna stop sharing then.
Okay.
Oh, I forgot the dots was pinned. Yeah, I was wondering, like, I was talking a lot, but I felt like the dots was.
Okay. Can you see the screen?
Yes.
Okay. So, uh, hi. Today we are going to demonstrate what can be done with Core API that is scheduled to be updated in late February. Nine Chronicle is a serverless game, so there's no central API server. So, but you can use the GraphQL interface locally by running the client. Core API is a GraphQL endpoint which can get all of information of Nine Chronicle, and you can create every actions of Nine Chronicle. So currently, NCG transfer is only available through API. So those who have done NCG transactions will be familiar with it. After launching the game launcher, open the internet browser and access this URL to load the GraphQL playground. In addition to the official client, headless builds can be used also. So when developing public services, it is recommended to use headless, which is easy to run on a server computer. So first, we will search the store information through the playground and buy the desired item. Key information in the game can be queried through query state query. First, we will obtain the player's avatar address to facilitate the inquiry. This can be queried with an agent query. And then details can be viewed through an avatar query. So now I'm requesting action point, level, and agent address of my avatar. Can you see this?
Mm-hmm.
The agent address can be copied from the launcher's login screen or from the bottom right. In the game, there's a difference between the properties managed by the agent and the properties managed by the avatar. For example, gold is managed per agent and equipment are managed per avatar. Since the purchase of products is a transaction between avatars, we will use our avatar address in a little while. Okay, then let's get the store information. If you use the playground schema tab like this, you can check the information of the data that can be imported. And the autocomplete function is also provided, so you can conveniently check the information. In this demo, I will search for foods less than 100 gold. To do this, you can filter by using this property. Price and seller agent address and avatar address and product ID. To buy some item, you need to request those properties. Can you see that? Okay, then let's buy something using the mutation. So by using the GraphQL API, you can make transactions by executing mutations. For example, so copy this item and let's make a mutation. So buy action requires 4 arguments, and I paste 3 core arguments that can point some item I want to buy. And I need to add one more property. Named the buyer avatar address. So this is my avatar address. I use my avatar address to this. After execution is finished, you can see the transaction ID. I'll show you one more. Okay. Transaction ID is returned by the action by key as follows. All actions are not immediately executed, but a transaction is created and propagated to the network in this way. And the actual execution is completed when the transaction is incorporated to a new block and connected to the chain. Therefore, you need to check the transport status by looking up the transaction ID. It's like this. So staged TX IDs request, you can see the transaction staged TX ID status of the chain. Transaction IDs that not yet been added to the block can be checked in the staged TX IDs. It will be removed when the incorporation into the block is confirmed. So if the staged TX IDs list is empty as above, it can be assumed that the corresponding transaction has entered the block. So did you check the transaction ID is missing from staged TX IDs? If so, it's time to check whether the purchase of the item was actually successful. I'll show you one more. So in this request, I requested my gold balance and my inventory status. And you can see the gold balance is decreased and new item was added. We have confirmed that the item has been successfully purchased through GraphQL. Can you check the game as well? If you run the game, you can also see that the purchase was successful. There are various things that can be made using this GraphQL API. Until now, we have demonstrated this using the playground, but you can create useful tools by calling GraphQL from other programs. Here is a simple web service for a store by copying the CURL from the shop request earlier. I will share this sample code to our wiki after this meetup. So this is a sample application that lists up the shop items. The GraphQL API literally retrieves all the data of 9 Chronicle and perform any action. In addition, APIs will be provided for all functions to be added in the future. There will be cases where simple APIs such as transfer code will be shared first, but you can develop many additional functions that the current core development team cannot make. So thank you for watching. We are excited to announce a powerful tool to build 9 Chronicles with the community. The API will be updated on the following schedules. in a few days, the version 33 includes undocumented API beta. There is no documentation, but you can check out the API schema in the playground to develop. And late February, official API and development documentation will be released with open source. From the point on, anyone can use the API with documentation. Currently, there are parts that have not yet been fixed, such as authentication. At the time of the official API release, some details may be changed or added. Thank you for watching.
Yeah. Oh, I was not muted. Okay. I'm glad I didn't say anything stupid. But no, thanks for sharing. And I think in our Discord channel, I'm going to move from the spotlight so the dots can pose again. But yeah, so let's see, what do I want to do? What do I want to say? Yeah, I shared I shared the content and the notes on the developer channel on our Discord. So go and check out discord.gg/planetarium, and we have the gist of the API. If you look at it, it's going to be super simple, and I think if you just check out if you're a developer, just check out later the webpage code on Flask that JC has written. Like, it's dead simple to make something. You can literally get a service going in under an hour. Like if you just directly firing requests to the API. So we're super excited about this, and I think a lot of amazing services can be born out of this. So yeah, really cool. If you have ideas, feel free to just share them on suggestion. Eventually we'd love to get ideas from the community. Like design ideas and suggestion ideas with also developers from the community, and also sponsor that with NCG and other types of grant that we're able to give out. So yeah, thanks for sharing, JC. Cool. So right now, all that we have left are the AMA, the live stream, the art live stream, and the final giveaways. I think Casti once wanted, she was like, the more time I have, the better the drawing is going to be. So I was like, okay, cool. So we'll, I want to see the progress, but let's do the AMA first. And oh my God, Didas, are you dancing? Oh God. Yeah, should we do we should do the AMA. Should I pull up the page? One second.
Do you have the link? I spammed it in Zoom.
Zoom, right?
Or you got it?
Yeah, I got it.
Cool.
Ooh, nice spicy question.
So we have some answers, but maybe not all of them.
Yeah. So let me zoom. Probably better to share the screen, right? So that we know what we're reading. Cool. So I'm gonna start from the second question first, while Edward types it up. We kind of did it the crowd sourcing style because a lot of these questions I could just answer all of them. So could you explain the elemental system and how it works? Pafina, water is better than fire. How to do this? Fire is better than wind, is better than land, is better than fire. Water is better than fire. So does 20% more damage to weaker elements, does not do less damage to stronger elements. Your attack element type depends on the weapon you equip. Your defense element type depends on the armor you equip. So if you're really strong, if you can just squash someone, then probably doesn't matter. But if you actually need that damage, usually this might actually happen a lot in PvP. This is what you want to focus on. Have you finalized your approach concerning the deconstruction of item? Can you tell us more about it? We do have a certain plan. Deconstruct the item will be banished from the chain, and you can get some bonuses powered by the item deconstruction. I think these are bonuses that are applied to the item. We have brief design, but like what we showed on screen, we're working on a lot of things and concentrating primarily on the first week user experience right now, because we do want to be able to onboard more users, but we do have an approach like what Platina said. How much or how long signed transactions can be stored? So basically, transactions that are stored in blocks will just be stored in blocks. But if signed transactions or reorg, transactions can move to the staging and become pending. So for example, let's say like I think I mined the block, but someone else comes in and has a longer blockchain which doesn't have the transactions in it. It might actually move back to the staging, and then it's going to be located in the memory, and it's volatile. If someone like everyone at the same time turns off the computer, pending transactions will disappear. So there's can't really be 100% guarantee, but in most cases they're incorporated to block and stored. If it's possible to delete a character, right now we don't have this feature because you can actually spam the network by adding a character, doing some actions, deleting a character. You can have like multiple energy bars, so we need to like prevent that from happening. But I think we're on plan to add this soon. What's the plan with all the SGG that goes to the blacksmith, crafting and upgrading and the market fee? Do they return to the economy somehow? It might be. We like it to be. We want to figure out a good way, but we don't have right now the full design bandwidth or the implementation bandwidth to do this. But we could probably set up some sort of a working group or idea about how this makes sense. I think it's a good idea to actually use some of the fee to enable new players joining in. What is reorg occurred losing block competition with others? It's in the FAQ, and you can consult this, or you can go to the wiki and search for reorg. There's a full explanation there, and it's going to take a little bit of time. Why the huge jump in experience for a level after 201? Because it's not easy to be great. Okay, simple. Any timetable on other classes being added? Not yet. And the reason why this is not yet is because in order to add a class, like it's months and months of work for the art team, and they can't really focus on anything else because they have to get the concept and do all the components from components. And so we do have concept sketches that might be interesting to share down the road. But right now, I think at least in the first half of this year, I don't think there will be new classes being added, which is disappointing for a lot of you. But I think we're still a small team, and we have to focus on a couple things. I think, why does the game take time to load after making the character, entering a dungeon? I think this document can be probably shared with the Discord and the AMA channel later. So there's a link for that. This explains kind of what decentralized game is. Do we have any plans for optimizing so people don't have to complain about the loading time and reorg moments? Yes. So first part is we do want to increase the network speed and the latency between when you get the result. But because it's a proof of work chain, it is still going to take tens of seconds of time. But we are actually in the research and the process to migrate to a proof of stake chain. And this can be interesting when this happens, where based on the stake, the chain can have finality and you can have really quick transactions. But this is down the road, And I know that we already have a set of miners, so we will talk about how the transactions may work. So for all of us who are in the ecosystem to participate and for it to make sense. Two, what are the plans to bring NCG to a format that is more easily exchangeable, aka listing on exchanges on a transaction to ERC20? So by Korean law for a game, we can't really talk about exchange listing. We don't really basically go out and ask exchanges. We are in a legally precarious place to do that, but I also think that it's not something that we want in the whole ecosystem. I think it makes sense for NCG to be some form of NCG to be tradable on Uniswap, and I think technically we can set up a couple of ways to do that. I think this is something that is going to certainly happen down the road, I think, but we can't talk about the specifics just because we can. Any ETA for max support, but I think, yeah, not yet, but after open source, the community can probably do this pretty easily. If someone wants a grant for managing the Mac version, then we're very happy to do that. In Svartalfheim, probably butchering, is there a certain element for equipment that works better than others, or am I only focused on the stats? Focusing stats would be fine, especially attack stats, because Svartalfheim monsters have heavy defenses. Oof. Is there a case to be made for linking to an existing coin, same as number 12? Answer, can I access local database and query data rather than using Explorer website? Isn't guaranteed. But you can access local DB by database through the core API that we provide. So I think that's really simple way to get started, and the documentation will be provided to you next week. So it's going to be pretty simple to do that. I was actually wondering about this too. Is it possible to roll a longsword that has both flame blow attack and magma tsunami when using the third crafting option? Yes, it is possible to roll both. Is there an office cat? Oh, we don't have an office cat. We're in a shared space, and we wish. I'm a little bit allergic, but I think I can handle one. I was in a place where we had 2 office cats, and that was a little bit difficult, but I think one is fine. But we don't have our own space, so sadly, no. I'm going to, let's answer this. Will I have to log in daily to collect my stake rewards, or could I let it sit for a week while still accumulating rewards? Probably the latter. I don't think we're going to add ways so for you to have to come back every day to collect this. But we do want to come back. We do want you to come back eventually, but probably doesn't have to be every day. So finally, for 9 Chronicles, the coin earned can be exchanged to other crypto markets. So not yet, not in a trustless way. Players can trade NCG to other crypto via a middleman. We think it makes sense for some form of NCG to be traded on Uniswap down the road, but can't share the specifics. I think that was it for the AMA. Sorry, it was a bunch of questions, and thanks everyone for helping out, because if you didn't have the answers, I think this would have taken a lot more time than I wanted it to. Okay, cool. Now, Casti, are we ready? Or should we can also do what is it, giveaway before sharing the screen. Your call. I think your microphone is off, but okay, he's ready. Yeah, can you kind of like slowly go through the process of making this drawing? Okay, so it seems like in the beginning sketches, and then the color scheme, and then adding gradient slowly. That was a huge jump, I think. Request by Breadbox Ninja. So remember, this is done on. So when you launch the game, you see the whole main illustration of Nine Chronicles, right? Like with full details. So Cassie actually did the whole illustration. She says she also worked on it during the weekends because, like, during the weeks she had to come and work on other things. So, but so this is like you start adding pencil sketches, and then you add more details and more details and more details and more details until like it looks absolutely perfect. So yeah, right now, so we're going to capture this, and this is for Breadbox Ninja. Thank you for the idea, and thanks for everyone else for contributing. I think we'd like to do maybe a little bit more of like live drawing sessions and things like that. If you're interested, like maybe call it 30 minutes or an hour or so, like where we go on Discord and just share a screen and what we're doing. If anyone's interested, you can jump in. So we're trying to organize more community events around the stuff that we do on our side, because I mean, we'd like to pump out game content every day, but these content gets a lot of time and the process to get it right. So we want to share a little bit more about the process of creating games and process of how art gets made. So if you're interested, I think we'll just have a lot of fun content for you to tune in on. So thank you. And if you can export this and send it to me, I will share this version on the Discord after the stream. Thank you. So, Pooh, are you here? I think so. So it's time for the final giveaway. I think it's time for the final giveaway. Last call before rolling. I'm not on. Okay, I'm gonna share my Discord. Yes, 3 tunas. And then the line of dawn. Ooh, so congratulations, God damn it, Leroy, and Marco, and Clean Needles. So yeah, with Doji Flip and So Floppy, you are 5 winners of the Legendary Tuna. I will be sending you a redeem code right after the stream. So just wait for those. And thanks for staying with the stream as well. So last call to join the giveaway for the Legendary costume. I think I have a GIF. Oh, my files are too powerful. Can't share them. Oh, we have a lot. We have like 10 more who joined in the last minute. Let's give it like 30 seconds. I think the number is going up. It's about to hit 60.
Maybe remind them that they have to click on the appropriate. Oh, you did.
I think you actually linked it to the right post.
Oh, of course. Good on Pooh. He always gets the right thing.
62. 63. Okay. Okay, the number is going up. Let's give it just a little bit more time. Oh, and it's going down. Thanks for sorry about spamming the everyone tag, but just want to make sure everyone can enter. I think yeah. Seems like the numbers aren't moving. Okay, let's do it. Did it freeze? Okay, congratulations, Rambo. Awesome. You won the Legendary of Dawn. I will again send you the redeem code right after the stream. So thanks for joining in. I'm going to click and then stop sharing screen. Yeah, so oh, that was long. I always want to keep the stream under 1 hour, but I think like last time it went over too. But so thanks to everyone for joining in. I think we had a lot of fun, and we want to share more content about what we're doing and the progress. Whenever you think some things are not clear, just share with the community team. And we want last plug for joining the we're accepting more leads and community leads and more ecosystem developers right now. So please apply, please come and talk to us. And thank you. Enjoy your February. There's more arriving in terms of content in February and March. So, we hope to see you and in here and on Discord. So thanks for joining us. And thanks everyone signing in. Bye. D-Dots, do your hand wavy thing. Okay, bye. Okay. See you everyone.